Hi, everybody, and welcome to week 148, transmission 148. 148 becomes a 13, 1 plus 4 plus 8. So we're dealing with the base chakra, the heart chakra, and our omega chakra here. It's just to do with our pathway. And when it becomes a 13 vibration, it's all about transformation and transmutation, and it's the end of an old era or the end of something old. It's definitely a new cycle, a death rebirth process that we're moving through with these light codes. And the vibration that is a ruby gold color, so we're working, again, the colors are not coming up the way they should in here, but we're dealing with the ruby gold color this week. So to have that around you, breathe it in through the sacral chakra and allow it to fill your energy field to help you be in alignment and be in alignment with the energies that are being offered to us this week with the light codes. So this morning, I was given the message for the light codes this week immediately on waking, and I saw a masculine and feminine hands coming towards each other. The feminine, she stroked the masculine arm before she took his hand, and the vision quickly changed to masculine and feminine throwing snowballs at each other in the snow. So they were sort of having a snow fight. And then the vision shifted and they were skiing downhill rapidly, of course, and they came down to the bottom. They parted as they were skiing, as you would, I guess. I've never skied and I've only seen snow once, so I only see symbolically. And so they parted but came back towards each other at the bottom of the ski slope. And at the bottom of the ski slope, there was a little house, a little cottage, and a tall, nestled underneath some tall pine trees. So the message today is very much about, if you remember last week we were reminded to protect our light and stay in our truth. So to protect our light, stay in our truth, and this is continuing on from that. So last week there was very much about the pineal gland being awakened and more light, being given more light codes, more ability to see more of the truth, more light frequencies being accepted to raise our frequency. Excuse me. And so this week, the masculine and feminine in the snow is a little bit of a message for us that we may find ourselves feeling a little bit out in the cold. Now, I see the snow always to do with purity and a spiritual purpose and pathway. So we may find that we're feeling a little bit out in the cold, and there could be some conflict, which could be, not very serious, or it could appear serious. But the thing is that it's how do you see things? If you can remind yourself to see things from the bigger picture, and today I've decided to go with the bigger picture scene here, to go and remember that everything is part of the bigger picture, then while it may seem big and it may seem disastrous, in fact, when you place your conscious awareness on it, the picture becomes smaller. The problem becomes less. The conflict is not so painful. And so this is the message, that there may be a situation that arises. We are being given the opportunity, if you like, to face some conflict. Now, that conflict may be conflict within the masculine, feminine aspects of ourselves. This is also a very important message for the Twin Flame Collective, because the Twin Flame Collective often see these types of conflicts and these types of situations happen externally for them. But whether you are with a partner or not with a partner, with a twin twin flame, soulmate, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's about the masculine and feminine aspects within ourselves. And there could be some conflict that we need to face within ourselves or with the opposite, the divine opposite in our life. And so we could be feeling a little bit out in the cold. There could be some conflict starting to take place. And if we are not vigilant, if we are not protecting our light, like we were reminded last week, to protect our light and to keep our energy frequencies high, we are in danger of going downhill. And that basically means slipping into the state of ignorance, which is simply just, a non-awake state within ourselves. And those places of ignorance are where our demons rise, basically. So where we don't deal with things in the best of ways. So we're being reminded to keep raising our frequency, keep rising in our light frequencies, protect our energy, protect our light, so that when we do face situations of conflict within or even externally around us, that we are able to hold our frequencies high so that we don't react and suffer the pain that the conflict could bring upon us. So they are skiing downhill. So basically this is saying that you might go downhill for a little bit, but if you can keep your conscious awareness there, that when you get even to the bottom of your when you get to the bottom, if you look around, there are blessings there. It's about coming home to yourself, and we need to go down and we need to go in there to be able to come home to ourselves. And so the cottage is there, the home representing us coming home to ourselves, and it is nestled underneath the pine trees. The pine trees are like the Christmas tree. They're like the tree of life. They rise up. They're like a pyramid shape. They're rising up. And they don't, even in the cold, they don't lose their leaves. They don't lose their consciousness. They are always striving higher. It is a pine tree, which is, we have the pineal gland, which absorbs the light frequencies and it is our light meter, in fact. And so the pine trees and the pine cones on the pine tree are representing the pineal gland and the fruit of our wisdom. So we are being reminded to remember our true wisdom, to remember our truth, to protect and to be in our true state or our true energy, to express that. And if we fall, which, we are human, we fall, we rise, we fall, we rise. If we fall, quickly remember who you are, and come back and gain from the experience. So the two, they came back together, they came back as whole, as one, and coming home to each other. So coming home to yourself. I think it's a very powerful message, in fact. And I haven't done the cards today. I was going to, and then I felt really strongly drawn that I needed today to do the cards while I was talking with you. And so the first card in the base chakra has just fallen out. It's card number 61, which becomes a 7. So this is, asking us to meditate, to contemplate, to trust in the path, trust in the purpose of life, trust in the process of life. And the card says rejuvenate. And on this card, you can see there's a man sitting on the side of this water fountain thing, and there's a feminine, a woman. She's diving through the fountain itself. So she's in the emotional state, and he, in this instance, is observing. And there are 6 doves, white doves. It's the energy. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I can count correctly. There are 6 doves, which is the energy of love. But if you look at it, the water fountain itself actually also takes on a bit of the energy of a dove. It also takes on the energy of a heart there. So this is all about love, the energy of love, and the dove, the white dove, peace, Christ consciousness, and coming home to the self. So that's the first card today coming up for us. Let's have a look at what's in the sacral chakra. So remembering and rejuvenate, remember that. This is a time of rejuvenation. Rejuvenation. Look after your energies. I can only have one card fall out of the pack or I don't read them. I have my way of doing it. And we just have to hope that we don't have to wait too long before we get a single card falling out. No cheating. So here we have this card for the sacral chakra, and the card is the 5 of water. So it is suggesting that there is change, emotional change coming forward. It says things not turning out the way we'd hoped. And this is often when we do take our fall, and we may fall into a state of ignorance within ourselves or a lesser level of consciousness. Not seeing the positive in a situation, that's what happens. If we don't see the positive in a situation and focus on the negative, then we take a bit of a fall in our consciousness, crying over spilt milk. So, you know, it's like, don't see things as bad as they may appear, but look at the positive that can come from the most worst types of situations. There is always something, and here you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, there's 5 goblets there. 5 goblets have fallen over. 2 goblets are still standing, and 3 goblets have fallen over, and 2 goblets are still standing. So focus on what is still standing. Focus on what you can work on. Don't focus on what has fallen. Don't focus on the negative. Focus on the positive. And in the solar, so this is to do with relationships because it's in the sacral chakra. And in the solar plexus, we had the same card last week, and it is the mouse, the robber mouse. So this is something eating away at our personal power center. So what is it that's niggling away at you because it's taking your power away? You need to come back into your own power. You need to hold still, set strong boundaries, and be within your own power. Recognize what it is that is eating away at you, and recognize that you have the power to come back into your full power. And we'll have a look at what's happening now in the heart chakra for us this week. The heart chakra wants us to spread our wings. So if only we can, it's card number 2. So again, we're dealing with relationships, we're dealing with partnerships, we're dealing with creativity and what we create. So you can unite this with the sacral, heart and sacral. And there is a path here, a path to the light, as you can see. Open your arms, open your wings, and recognize that everything that is on our path is part of the path and part of the way to a greater light. So being able to recognize that every challenge is here for us to become even greater than we already are. So it's recognized that every challenge is a gift for us to walk this path up to a greater degree of light. And if you look closer at this card, which you may not be able to see, I think you can there. You can see the equilateral cross. You can see the cross there and moving through that center there, really focusing on the star, on the light that you are. And staying in a space of love. Don't close your heart. Keep your heart open. And here we have in the throat chakra, the King of Swords. So this is the King of Truth. He knows his truth. He's gone through a great deal of transformation. You see the 2 moons up there, and the butterfly in the middle. So the transformation that happens between cycles. And he's holding on to his sword of truth. He's come into mastery. He's protecting his energy, protecting his truth, very highly spiritual in his white gown of purity there, with the violet robe across, where, you know, showing that he wears the cape of wisdom, and the illumined mind with his golden crown. So this is the card, the truth card here. Look after your truth, stay in your truth, look after your energy, which means you're looking after your truth, you're looking after your true wisdom. And so then the card in the brow chakra. Sorry, I'm shuffling the wrong cards here. I just need to put them in the wrong order this week. So in the brow chakra, we are looking for a message for us, what's moving forward. Brow chakras. And last week was all about the brow chakra, because the pineal gland, pineal headaches that came forward with the bringing the messages forward last week. And I heard a lot of people were suffering headaches last week, pineal gland headaches. Okay, what's in the brow? Here we go. We have Nekbet Mother Mut, the alchemist, wisdom keeper, and grandmother. So the alchemist, it's up to us. We are the alchemist. We can change the conflict within into a positive when we focus on the higher purpose and recognize that the conflict can be, see it as a play fight, as a, you know, just having fun in the snow, and recognize that this is about spiritual conflict within, because the snow is white, spiritual conflict within, and the conflict is between the masculine and the feminine sides of ourselves. So the master that is working with us this week in the crown chakra, and the message they bring forward is, so in the crown, we're dealing with trust, keeping the faith, father issues, connection to spirit, the divine. And the card this week is nurture yourself. So it's all about look after yourself, and Mother Mary and the beautiful golden energy that she is emitting there, reminding us that we are actually dealing with ruby gold energy this week, which helps us to go through that process of transformation and illumination, as she's very illumined, Mother Mary. Nurture yourself. It's very important to look after yourself, set strong boundaries, have that time for yourself, and mother yourself, be your own mother. So very important message, I think, this week, as every week is. And if you got something from this week's message, please give me a thumbs up. Please share my video. And I hope you like the new setting, focusing on the bigger picture and bringing the message forward about the bigger picture. Always looking at everything as being a message about the bigger picture that is going on for us. And so click the subscribe button, and it's down there somewhere, that side, I think, with a little Luxor light symbol on it. And I will see you next week for week 149. And that's it, over and out, bye. I nearly clicked the goodbye to everybody, but I don't. I just want to stop recording. Okay, bye guys.